already seen it pop on. This is very good to see. The light, it's so confusing whether it works or it doesn't. I think it looks more clear when I use the other computer. So I'm not sure what's going on with the graphics on the other one. And I don't know if that tones it down or turns it up or... Yeah, anyways. So it's good to be here. Now, look at all those beautiful faces. I get presents from people. They just feel happy and joyful, and they love to give back or just out of their heart space. And so tonight I am wearing a beautiful scarf that a beautiful woman has made for me. And you can see the hat. And she made me also this other ear warmer. Oops. I took off the flower. There was a flower on it. But anyways, it's cute. Keeps me warm. I love it. And I happened to put this on. I'm sitting here. I'm cold. And I have to adjust my camera. And the next thing I know, it's like, oh, that looks like a pretty good combo. So that's what I decided to do. Well, I asked for a shelf, and the next thing you know, Spirit delivers me a shelf. Somebody says, hey, I'm throwing out a shelf. So I went and got it, and I fixed that corner of the room up just a little bit more. And over here, you'll see this is my old jewelry box. Doesn't really have much in it, but stuff. It's convenient. It works. So some aspects, this camera's lower. I'm not sure what's going on. It's much wider as well. And hi, Amy. How you doing? Look at all you guys. It's raining down there. Oh, hey, there's somebody new. LaRonda. Good morning. Look at all those faces. Now, I will be doing a 1.5 free reads, but normally you have to hear me spirit talk. It's a part of the give and take and the balance of the energies. To do the ability that I have, it is to understand there's all these things I do, but Spirit has taught me how to read the energies, to listen, to go all the steps that I do and how I do it. And one day I'm going to be able to put it into book form and teach it so that you'll be able to do the different levels. And then eventually you'll be a teacher that teaches, and it's called Hope Therapy. Now, the difficult part of that is a lot of the information comes from everybody else. So it's like, what do I do? How do I do it? But the basic steps of where you're going is quite simple. And it's about removing the fears. Somebody from South Africa. Wonderful. You are made of joy. You are hardwired for joy. You are made of love. And of course, you're not going to know what that is until you find out what you're not. It's like you don't know you need to turn the light on until you know that dark exists. So in the laws of the universe, everything works together. And that's what you need to learn about yourself. When Spirit picks you, okay, that's you, and I'm talking about spirits on the other side, wants to talk to you, you have a choice to receive it in fear or receive it in joy. The biggest fear out there is when a connotation passed on by control. You go back many years. It was the naturalest thing to do, the naturalist way to be. It was a given that this is how you act and this is how everybody had the ability. And then eventually we all started to tone it down. Then you have where all of a sudden where there was domination, and that yang or yang energy, it was meant to be in charge. And that yin energy then would go inward. When we begin to experience all of why, what's important about each one. We're coming back to this level of consciousness, which is the evolution. We're done with the involution, but we're coming back out of it. And as it happens, we're starting to balance the yang and the yin, or the yan and the yin, however you want to pronounce it. And what's remarkable about it is you begin to see the mirrors. You begin to hear differently. People ask me, well, how did you begin? Did you begin like us? That's kind of difficult to ask, but I will answer this. If you go back to when I was born, I was just like you. I just assumed everybody listened, heard, saw. Every child will have this ability, but then usually by the age of 3, it's turned and shut off. And remember I told you about connotations? If people put a bad light on something, you're born into wherever you are born into, and you start picking up that environment, whatever's in your household, whatever's in your religion, whatever's in your school, whatever's it, you know what I mean? It's that part of that paradigm, part of that consciousness. Well, I just assumed everybody saw and acted the way I did. And then when I started to say little things, I remember, I don't know whose funeral I was at, but somebody said something about, the person's dead. They're in the casket. And I'm like, they're right there. I couldn't get the concept of what they were talking about because I was too short. The casket was up. I was too short. And then somebody, this lady, I don't know who she was. She was just an old lady. And oh my God, she apparently believed in heaven and hell, and which I believe they're states of mind. At one point, I did believe that there were heaven and hell, and up above and down below, but they're states of mind. And anyways, the lady screamed, and it scared me so bad that, oh my God moment made me be fearful of what I was going to say. Then I started having fear of what I would see. And if you don't quite get this, I was 4 years old, and I fell out of a car, slid sideways, slid out of the seatbelt, door opened up, and I slid right out. And the car door at the corner of it came back and slit my leg. Didn't break it, just slit my whole calf right open, all the way to the bone. Now, I didn't know this. I had long pants on. And my whole family members were like, you okay? Blah, blah, blah. My sister, that's 5 years older than me. So, imagine a 9-year-old carrying a 4-year-old. And she's trying to walk me through the house. And she's going like this. And next thing I know, I feel this weird thing happening down my leg. I'm thinking, it's a bug. I'm trained to be scared of bugs. But yet I would squash and kill them and, play with them. But I'm thinking, it's in the pant leg. And I reached down, pulled up my pant leg, and I was just shocked. I looked, but I wasn't scared. And there's all this blood hanging out, dirt everywhere, blood dripping. And all of a sudden, my sister, and again, I remember the reaction. I didn't have any. I just looking at it. It didn't seem real. And all of a sudden, my sister saw it, screamed her bloody head off, just about dropped me. And as soon as she screamed, it shrilled right through me. And then I looked down, and then it was something I was supposed to be fearful of. So when I see that kind of stuff, a part of me just, and I'm thinking, as I got older, I'm thinking, I don't really have to be frightened of things that have been cut open or blood or any of that stuff. And it took me a while to figure out where that came from. Okay, so a person can project their energy out, and especially if they're fearful, they'll project it out even further. And children absorb. So as Jill Bolte Taylor will say, you have to be responsible for the energy you bring into the room or around whoever it is. Because kids will learn to respond to that to which it's an innocent environment. And a lot of kids will get sick just because they are picking up the vibe that is making their vibration lower. I'm not trying to blame anybody. I'm trying to help you understand that we don't have to live the way we used to. Now, used to before, way back, we're starting to remember. We're starting to remember that, my thoughts actually create a vibration. My feelings are real. This connection that people think that feelings have nothing to do with mental health or the feelings have nothing to do with physical health. It's so amazing to me. I've been there. I know. Okay. I was like, whoa, and start to get that revelation. So anyways, long story short, I shut up. I didn't say anything. I didn't shut it off. I just didn't say anything. Didn't want to. So as time went by, I didn't even realize that people were talking to me and communicating to me. And I didn't know that I was their oracle type thing. When my boyfriend died at 16, I saw it happen before it happened. Yeah, that's when I realized I had still had it on, and I shut that off. But then my mother got sick, and then it's like, oh, I've got to turn it back on. I need answers. So I was scared of life, and I wanted answers, because that's what we do when we're thrown off balance. We want answers. We want that sanity back. We want, just tell me. You want some form of foundation. That security is the number one thing that our subconscious mind looks for, and in safety. And when you feel like you're uneven and you're not able to do that, then yes, you will feel more emotions, and your emotions will cause your thoughts to go scrambled, go out of whack, and your body is trying to tell you that you have an unresolved issue. Now, getting back to, how do I listen to spirit and all? I can't even remember what my main question was, but what it boils down to is when I began to wake up, I realized that it's not just about positive thinking. And I kept seeing this bigger picture, but I didn't quite know what it was. I would have these feelings like any other person would. A lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, oh, I'm such an introvert, I can't do this, a lot of discouragement, a lot of, and I came across many healing tools. One of them was NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. But it wasn't just that. I went into timeline therapy, Dr. Tad James, and I did the timeline therapy on myself. Oh my God, when I started to remove introvertness and I started to remove fear, really, what was there to be afraid of? And then all of a sudden I heard spirit again. It was like, oh, welcome back. We are live. And it's like, but I wasn't afraid of it, because it wasn't what I was told that it was going to be. I didn't have to think, oh my God, it's another voice in my head. No. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that. So then I go along a little bit further, and it is out here. We have our rods and our cones in our eyes are very limited. Our sound, our ears are very limited. Our feelings are very limited. So you have to go inward. And as I began to go inward, I tapped into that spirit. Okay, everybody has the same spirit. It's the creator of all that is. But then I noticed I had a soul. Why am I so far away from my spirit and listening to my soul? How come we shut that off? And then spirit says, well, why don't you turn it back on? Instead of answering that question, it's just, why don't you turn it back on? And I started to turn it back on, and I was a little bit frightened. And why? Because, oh my God, what if I'm lying to myself? What if what I'm hearing is not true? That's the biggest thing that affected me, was that, oh my God. And every time I would hear spirit, I began to remove the fear, and I'd hear spirit, and I'm thinking, but I've never heard this before. Spirit said, just wait. And all of a sudden a book will come along, or somebody else will start talking about it. I'll bump into somebody that actually had used these words before. Spirit says, do you catch my drift now? Do you understand what we're doing? And I'm like, oh yeah. So I learned to find the knowing. Okay. It is the knowing. It's where everything's stored. It's what your gut reaction is. That's where your heart thing is. That's where your subconscious mind, I think, where stores everything. And then you have your spirit. All I know is it's a knowing. Now, if you're going to do it through ego, you might be smug. But if you do it through spirit, it's a whole different ball field, because you learn to operate through spirit. And the moment you start to drift away from that, all that is, that spirit part of you, you can start to notice that it's negative. You can start feeling the shadow. You can start feeling, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can choose better than this. What's the opposite of fear? Love. What's the opposite of boredom? Connection. Every time I was bored, I would ended up being disconnected from spirit. I was like, whoa. So it became a mindful intent that, no, I want to get into that knowing and get back to that feeling. So when I turned it on, and I can't tell you how many years ago it was that I really fully turned on spirit, was all of a sudden I'm going to say it completely wrong. It was Deepak Chopra and Chopra and Shakti Gawain, something about soul relationships or listening to the soul, and it was just a cassette. And she talked about mirrors and how we attract. And all of a sudden I said, I like this concept. Spirit says, good, because we're going to keep telling you. And then all of a sudden it just kept building as a snowball. I would then begin to see it because I asked. And if you ask questions, then you want the answer. Just like I kept asking Spirit, okay, you tell me about hands-on healing. What is this? I need to know. And then all of a sudden Reiki appeared. And then energy work. And I was like, whoa. So you learn to create a bond like I would create with you. You learn to remove all of that fear, the self-talk, all the doubt, because they're not doing you any favors. When I began to really take those emotions and say, wait a minute, I'm going to take control of this emotion, because I was like frightened at one point. And then all of a sudden, especially when I started doing hope therapy, and it was communicating with the meridians. Oh my God. The mental thoughts just calmed right down. I no longer had to believe that. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? My thoughts. So what comes first? Your thoughts. But to understand your thoughts, you need to feel them. But we have taken the involution and we had really, really, really over-identified with matter and attached with it so much we forgot how to shake it off, how to let it go. And my main goal is to help you understand. You want to learn how to cope, manage, deal, pacify. And in order to do that, you need to learn to resolve the old things so that all of a sudden when something comes at you, you have a new education about what it is. But you also can take and choose a response. Something that's old habit, which is usually a program. But if you disrupt that program, you can go, oh my God, I don't have to respond that way. The more you get into this, the more you really, really, really are going to be so proud of yourself, because you're going to shift. People ask me, how do you shift? And it's all about the healing, the resolving. It's so important you have to know what temperament you have, what personality you have. Your personal reality is created about how you personally relate to your emotions, how you personally relate to your thoughts. And question everything. And when you begin to take control of those emotions and those chemical peptides, you actually get to get answers that you didn't get before. And you get a choice of the will to choose again comes back. Now, Spirit says, a lot of people, where are you going with this? Sorry, I'm just having a question because all of a sudden they wanted me to completely switch my thinking, and I'm like, what? Look at the board. Okay, I'm looking at the board. Oh, good. Yes, it makes sense. Makes sense. Good. So true answers would give me hope. Yeah, security. Yes. I mean, when you begin to understand, especially like, what is the death? What is death? What is the other side? What is, and where does that come from? What happens to you? And when you begin to understand the soul, you begin to learn how to respect it. And then you're like, God damn it. You mean I can't be sad when people die? But they told me out there that I have to be sad or I'm not a person that loves. Can you hear the twisted logic here? Over time, there has been so many different ways. Why? Because the kaleidoscope of life. You know what a kaleidoscope is? And each one of those are different perspectives. And each one has an attached belief and emotion. And but it boils down to your value container. What is important to you? And sometimes what is important to us, we don't even question that. It is like this story. So the husband walks into the kitchen and the wife's cutting the ends off the ham and puts it in the pan. He goes, "Why do you do that, honey?" "Well, so it'll fit in the pan." Okay. And then she's like, "Well, I don't know. My mother did it." And then, so they go to ask the mother. "I don't know. I cut it off. That's just the way my mother did it." So then they talk to her mother. "My God, my pan was too small. Get a bigger pan." I kind of blew it by telling at the beginning. But the whole point is, a lot of what's important to you in life, did it really come from your heart? Did it really come from who you are? I mean, like, you wouldn't think I like this color, but damn, I think it looks pretty good. Now, I don't know what color I like, because when you're not looking at yourself and you're in your daily life, you pick colors. And sometimes we pick colors that drain us. Yes, you can also create a repulsion to colors and frequencies and sounds and volumes and things. And then there's colors that feed you. And each one of these colors help the body heal. Or if you're lacking it, you'll know, because you'll start to get sick. And same for, and then when I say frequencies, I'm talking about, A, B, and then B and B sharp and C sharp and, all those musical notes. They all have something to do with you being in harmony. And colors. Now, ever since I've started doing this show, you know what I found out? I look pretty good when I have a certain style. And it's like, you mean I'm at 50 some years and I'm finally figuring out my style? How interesting is that? Didn't even know I had any. I just was lucky enough to have clothes. I'd be thankful all the time. But here's the thing about color. Was it Don Eden was talking one time? This lady, she had, I think, liver issue or something like that, or lack of minerals in her body. She couldn't seem to absorb them. And she noticed the color orange was missing. So she took some orange. It's a different kind of orange that she had. I can't remember what it's called. And she put it on the window so the light would come through. And then it came through that color and then would just beam on her. And the lady started to return to health. You can make colored water. You take a clear vase, you put good, healthy mineral water in it, okay? And then you put it like tissue paper or a scarf, a colored scarf, whatever color you feel like you're missing, and let the sun infuse it into the water. So you can do a lot of things. You can end up drinking colored water if you need it. You can wear different colored underwear. Socks. Different parts of your body needs color more than the rest. There's so many different ways. So, like for instance, Amy Jensen Schmalls, because she said, "Oh, if you need anybody, I can help." Well, good thing she said that, hey? So as I'm picking up her energy, now here's a woman. Amy, if you want to tell everybody, yeah, she had cancer, but guess what? She's a survivor. It's been many years. And so, what does her body need? Now, I'm going to I have a color chart here. Well, it's not quite a color chart, it's something else, color. And so as I look and I'm letting Spirit tell me, Spirit tells me that, so the spleen is the seat of our emotions and our passions. And how one holds onto ideas and emotions is, where are you going with this? Which is the bladder. So they want me to look at the bladder and the spleen. Now, as I ask for a color, believe it or not, I have to get another book. All right. No, that's not my color chart. The spleen is in the low dark gray, red and gray areas, which means on the scale from 0 to 10, the vibration is lower. And so we need to get back up. Okay. And with her bladder, it is also in the dark red gray area. Now, when I'm reading the colors of the energy, that's different than what you need, because it's missing. So now, as I go through, what is it? So when you have the gray area, it says extreme energy deficiency. Okay. Upper function of the organs, chronic exhaustion, energy emptiness, absence of energy, tiredness. That's what that is representing. So now if I said, okay, what color would she need to be putting in the spleen area? And they said if she had more indigo, because right now she has like a melancholy, like she'll sacrifice herself, shy or fearful. And again, this is just a program. This isn't about what's going on in her head, which is a different story. See, they said if she had some more indigo, and if I said, okay, so let's say we got her some indigo color, then what would happen? Oh, where's my scale? I lost it. In this case, it would go right up to a 10. So she needs a little bit more indigo. Does she need it all over? Not really. Just like she just takes a patch of it. Does she need to drink it? She don't have. Yeah, it would help. Because the body would put it where it needs to. What other color? Any other color? What about for the bladder? Oh, it says indigo again. So it's important to get indigo because able to handle changes, visionary, fearless, ultra sensitive, intuitive, and empathic. This would actually help. So I would say, please add some indigo into your, put on a pair of underwear. You can deliberately get some indigo t-shirts or a tank top underneath, or put it just on that spot, or drink some. What else can you do? Laser light. All you need is a flashlight. And especially if you had a crystal one, but if you don't, just regular flashlight, and you get a color and you put it over, this way, the spleen over here. And then you put the flashlight on top of the color and it'll go directly where you need it. Okay. Now, here's the thing though. You have to look at what caused the displacement. In this case, so there's an inherited motion. No, inherited what? Having to have a particular outcome. So that when inherited usually means that it's something RNA, DNA. So on the dad's side, and does that mean that something was unresolved on the dad's side? Yes. Does it go back how many generations? It goes back 2 generations. So what was it they couldn't resolve? And in this case, it was failure. And so then I'll say, okay, if we look at Miss Amy, where did failure happen? On the physical. Mental? No. Emotional? No. Spiritual? No. Physical. So like, for instance, she's not able to be as physical as she wants to be. So if I say, okay, so did she experience true failure? Yes. What age did it seem to affect her the most? It began at age 4. Another big point was at 21. So 2 major points. And at 4, was there anything specific? And they said, yeah, it changed the kind of like the biochemistry in the body. And there was a party that wanted to check out. You didn't want to experience whatever it was at 4 years old. Well, what happened at 21? Well, same thing. So it was a continued story, something that you haven't resolved. Now, does this checked out have anything to do with the DNA that happened and inherited? No, this is her own little part of how you define what failure was that they didn't get to resolve in their life. I hope this makes sense to you guys so far. Any questions before I go any further? Because I don't want you guys to feel lost. Okay, let me tell you about allergies and asthma. Now, if you have any questions about what I just said for Amy, let me just explain this one. Forget everything I just said, because that's an avenue we can look at. What I can tell you about this one has a lot to do with, you say, oh, asthma, you can't take in life. But here's an interesting part. It's very unique for each person. So we'll take LaRonda for the second, and I'll ask, if you have asthma, are you talking throat or bronchial? First of all, that's what I need to know. And then allergies, where does it affect you the most? In the head, in the lungs, where does it affect you the most? And we'll just wait for LaRonda to answer. Because oftentimes I will have a bronchial asthma attack and it has nothing. I can never understand. Why is it that my lung meridian is healthy when my lungs seem to be the issue? Well, it's not always what it seems. So then I heard Spirit says, you understand that the 24-hour clock, every 2 hours, a meridian kicks in. Now let's talk meridian. So I'm like, okay. And so every time I started to have one of those asthma issues, then all of a sudden they'd go, okay, go look. The stomach meridian was, what about me? Okay, so they're talking about at 3 years old, I had a very scary experience. I didn't know how I was supposed to take in life. My mother's going to work. My dad's getting a divorce. Or my dad's left because there was a divorce, and I'm left alone. My family's gone to school. I'm stuck at the neighbor's house. And did you hear how I take a breath? I didn't want to take a breath because it's like my body did not know how to cope, handle, deal, and pacify. So what ended up happening is that I had a lot of invading energy of indifference. I've had people that were just so indifferent about what was happening, and I didn't know how to express who I was. Okay. LaRonda, I'm not sure how to even understand that, and my brain's not comprehending what you wrote. Okay, so it goes a little bit further. So now here I am. I'm just going to check what it is when I'm, what am I, 51? Yeah, something like that. And a lot of times it will be my stomach meridian has a lot to do with the program says something about anxiety. Then it'll go right to liver. Liver will always, meridian will kick in, and there will be this unit of the liver, the spleen, and the stomach. And it'll be this unit that they fire off all at once. And when it does, it's like I can't digest something or I can't process something through the liver. But I can always link it back to an emotion. Physiology will tell you, no, you link it back this way because it didn't process, it didn't filter out, it didn't do this. It goes a little deeper. And so I'll then to use acupressure to rub certain points, and then all of a sudden the asthma will clear right up. And it's like, whoa. And so the deeper I go into the emotions, like, oh my God, it's amazing how you thought you felt emotions. And when you remove these layers, all of a sudden you get to feel the kaleidoscope, these little pieces. And when it happens, you're like, how the hell? And you get to see how you get to apply it to many different areas. And you didn't even know you did it. Okay. So if you take LaRonda, okay. Is it really chronic? Does it, we're just going to assume. Okay, so I'm going to feel what's going on. And so as this is a part of the lung, they're saying, in this case, it's the gallbladder. Okay. They said that at 7 years old, do something about rejecting your reality of what was going on. You got caught on the in-breath. And as you got caught on the in-breath, the brain goes, and it's so it doesn't really know how to, use the rest of the body to breathe in. So it has a particular pattern of the way you breathe. And if I look, is there any more in the gallbladder? No, but underneath that is that, where are you going? Large intestine. And it's about not letting go of your wound. When was the wound? 7 years old. So your body literally is repeating a particular thing. And if we start to remove this layer, then we can dig deeper. And then if you would learn how to do acupressure with certain source point meridians, which is what I do for people that got headaches and other stuff, is I just say, okay, rub this point, and boom, your body starts to go in harmony, because you have to remove the main thing. Yeah, okay, got it. So is there anything? Okay, no. So this is what you would end up doing. But you have to be real with those emotions. You need to remove those emotions. So yes, the lady that lovingly made these scarves and hat, and I can see her. Yes, I think they're adorable. I like slouchies, by the way. And this color is amazing. You can't see it. This is the weird part, is that, can you see the green and the purple and the blues? I don't understand how to change these colors properly so you can see them, but I don't know. It's perfect because it's cold here. Okay. And now let me just look a little bit further. Oops, push the right button. Now, I probably should turn the thing on. So if anybody didn't want any paid readings, then that's what I would be addressing first. We're good there. Oh, that's good to know. Paid readings. You can, if you are friends with me, you call in, and if you want to, and then people would hear you. They wouldn't see you, just I would, or you don't even have to show me video. You can just do voice. But the point is that we get to have that one-on-one feedback really fast, and that way you can ask the questions if you need to. But we can also just do amazing healings. If you're not even sure what that is, yesterday's show, which is up on YouTube, is that people, I helped them. Now, the one, I just gave her instructions. She did them at home. And then when she came over today for her appointment, it was perfect, because then we just boom, boom, boom out of the park. Amy was the one that called in and did a healing on the air. And, good scratch. So Amy, how do you feel today? I mean, see, the thing is that people don't realize how well they begin to feel, or their heads begin to feel, and their emotions begin to feel. Mentally and emotionally, you begin to start to becoming right. Physically, you're like, whoa. But if you don't witness what's happened, you're then going to go, oh, it did happen. You're going to eventually convince yourself, oh, that didn't happen. But if you witness, then you're telling the universe that you're ready for more. And then you what they call graduate. And then slowly you end up taking the next step of where you need to go. The one thing about this scarf is it has gone to Europe. She made it on her trip. So I feel like it was very important that I got that energy, and she blessed it. So that was good. Spirit says, okay, just double checking everything. How do I go about what, dear LaRonda? If you're talking about a reading to do the healing, then you can see at the top, it says $11 for 11 minutes. You would answer, and then you would have your volume. Oh, no. Okay, so we have a little issue with hope that don't. I got everything running in. I just hope the internet didn't just drop. Looks good, because I just got a warning sign saying... So that's a sign from the universe. When you begin to look at the universe, it's about your connection. So Amy says that she feels good. What does that even mean? And that's where you have to look at, you can say it feels good, but look at what you were before and what really was the difference. Is it the thoughts? Is it the emotions? Is it your outlook in life? Is it, wow, I don't believe this way anymore. I don't have to think this way anymore. So you really get in tune with that part of yourself. Now, I'm picking up somebody that's having a major thing going on in their head. Okay, so I'm just going to check something real quick. Let's hope I don't lose you guys. See, and I don't know if in YouTube if the lighting is going in and out, because it is to me, but I can't adjust that little light thing at all for the life of me. Oh, I'm really feeling somebody right now. Wow. Okay, so we're just going to change that energy. I'm just observing. I don't need to absorb. And there's a pain that's going across the skull. I don't know who's trying to get my attention. Somebody feels very helpless about something. Isn't that interesting? Half of you, I've sent cards. If you hit like, if you subscribe to my page, okay, on Facebook, and you hit like, you get a card. If you, oh my God, I'm drawing blank. Share this video, especially when you share this in other groups, then you can get a card because it'll pop up. And if you share it with other people, sometimes you have to tell me you shared, and then I can go in and give you a card. But half the people haven't come back and picked up their card. I have put the card in. It takes me a while, especially the night ones. I can't usually get them until the next day. Okay. When it comes to, let's see. Jordania. Oh, I'm picking up two pendulums at once here. Yes, that is you, sweetheart. You have a tension headache. Really? Okay. Well. Wow. Carrie Ann, you get a headache all the time like that? Headaches can scare the crap out of me. But energy flow, when it's restricted in that fashion, it doesn't allow it to come through. Usually, you got to remember our triple warmer, it runs through here. Your large intestine meridians run through here. Your small intestine meridians run through here. Your, oh my God, the gallbladder runs through here. Your stomach meridian runs through here. And your bladder meridian runs through here. So you have a lot that runs in this whole area. Now, the amazing thing about the gallbladders is if you feel indecisive, that's going to be gallbladder. If you just feel anxiety and you got to constantly get very pedantic and you got to solve and you got to control, that's usually when gallbladder's out of whack. Okay. I'm supposed to look at something. So, LaRonda, if you wanted a reading, all you have to do is go through PayPal. And if you wanted a healing and you needed to call in, because I can show you how to do a healing, but you need to understand about hope therapy, or because we would go through quick, even the source points. So, oh my God, so you got, how many people got a headache right now? Seriously, how many? I think there's 4. Holy moly. Okay, let me just see if there's an overall thing that Spirit wants. Oh, that was bad. What can we do? Overall, to start correcting it? Yes. I can't lift my leg up. See, some of these things to correct it is on your feet. I knew I should have just started to make pictures and to hold them up. Oh, this is just funny. And I don't have my other book here handy. So I'm going to help you guys understand. You need to work on, all of you, from what I can feel, all need to work on your liver meridian. Okay. And there's no way to put up the thing. All right, well, I'll be creative. Spirit always says, let's have a good laugh. Wow, all of you have this. Okay, so I want whoever and all has headaches. We're going to try something, and I want all of you to do this. And whoever's participating needs to let me know that you're participating. And you're going to measure right now on your headache from 0 to 10. Okay? 10 being, oh my God. All right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you want the blood back up? Not yet. So then it's so now we want to go into rub this one and then this. Okay, gotcha. All right. This is going to be fun. I figure how to get my leg up here. I couldn't. No, not going to do that. Here's my foot. Anybody? I don't know if you can see it very well because of the. Okay, here's my foot. All right. So you have a big toe. Everybody know where your big toe is? Everybody know where your second toe is? Run your fingers down, and you're going to feel where the two bones meet. Okay. Those bones are going to meet right there on the top. Right there on the top. And you're going to rub it. Okay. And you got both feet. You're going to rub both feet. You're just going to get in there and rub them. Count about 20 times. I know that sounds ridiculous, but rub in there and count 20 times. Then you're going to say, is it sore? Is it not sore? But rub it anyway. Okay? Okay, very good. Do you need to use a magnet? No, not this one. Very good. Give you a few seconds to do that. Rub both sides, and then I'm going to rub mine, which means I'm going to send out an energy wave, and whoever wants it can pick it up. Okay. Remember, do the other side. There's the energy moving. And remember to breathe, because lymphatics are, do we need to do anything with the lymphatic? Lisa, yes. Okay. But you still are not grounded, my dear. If you were in an airplane. That stomach meridian, when you trace it, it'll actually begin to help you ground. And you may have to tap the big toe, or the second toe, and you have your nail bed, okay? So imagine this is your big toe. You're going to tap right next to your nail bed on that one side. Now, what's going to happen next is that you're going to take, okay, now we're ready. I can hear it. Okay, so the next point you all going to take is what's called the circulation sac, or the pericardium. And it is right in the middle. Okay, it's right in the middle. And you're going to rub, get in there and rub. Use your thumb. Who's cooking? I smell food. Who's cooking? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Talk about smell. Somebody's making me hungry. Somebody's cooking. Okay, do the other side. I don't know what it is, but it's making my saliva glands kick in. Which is a clue that some people are attuned to having headaches if something triggers them. There. Now, let me see where people are at. So the governing meridian's down, the large intestine. You need to use a magnet? Yes. Where? Some of you have a large intestine frozen. So, okay, let's say I had no magnet. You can use your hand. This two bones come down, and you can feel right there where they come down. Now, you can use your hand. You can use a magnet, refrigerator magnet, and then you go just like this. That's my giving hope. That's my business card on a magnet. Excuse me, it's working. Good God. Oh boy, at least I'm being real, eh? Okay, now do the other side, people. And people say, well, I don't have one. Fine, just do this. See? Back palm, back palm. There you go. There you go. There's a shift. Now get in there and rub it. And you breathe. All right, somebody just had a release. I could feel it. Somebody just got a release. I don't know who it is, but somebody got a release. Okay. Now, anybody been doing it with me that had a headache? Does it feel less? Is it still a 10? Has it come down? Lisa said, I feel better. On a scale from 0 to 10, you still have a number. You still got to be grounded, girl. I would say tap here, come down, and then bring it around. Okay. When you get here, come across, come down, and then go all the way down to your feet. Okay. And you're going to rub the tops of your feet off the second toe. Other one I would do for that is if I can lift that up on your calves. So you got your kneecap and then your calves, rub on both sides of the bone. Just rub on both sides of the bone, and that'll start getting the energy go. And that would be good. Now over here, wow, somebody's birthday. Yes. Usually if you're friends with me and I see your birthday, I give a card. You're just sleepy now. Okay. Okay, someone said there's a 1. All right, it's come down. Okay, so now I'm going to see over here. All right, so there's a governing meridian issue, and that's part of where the energy is blocked. This is where you want to use a magnet, because the governing meridian actually comes up the back and around to here. I call it the Hitler point. But well, I guess I can't turn. There's and it'll be really tight back here. That energy is not moving on you. Again, take your hand or a magnet, and you need to swipe it across, turning it over. If it's just your hand, you go like this. But I highly recommend you get some magnets and you rub. Just rub those. Okay. And then get back there. And if you can't use your thumbs, use your fingers. And you need to jar that loose. Okay. And once you, because it's stuck in the spinal fluid. There we go. And then if you can imagine that you're going like this, don't want to mess my hair up. You do it in the back and you just pull like this. You don't have to dig in. Just get in there and separate that energy. Because what you're doing is you're reaching into your aura and you're saying that it's okay. And you need to do the crown pull. Open it up. You got to get that fluid going. Okay. Now, a lot of you need to wake up, or a lot of you need to get the blood going. Okay, follow your collarbone, and you feel like it caves in, then zip back, and you'll fall into a hole. This is the last point on your kidney meridian. Just start rubbing here. Okay, this helps bring the blood back up, but you need to rub here. Some of you need to tap, maybe cross. Don't know who that is. Okay. Now I'm going to double check. 6 and 3. You're higher. So for you put your hand. I want you to put your hand like this. You're covering all the area. I need you to train your body to put the blood back up into your head. Okay. And then you'll tell me whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. And then. Robin, what hurts, honey? Which one did I tell you that hurt? Which one? What did that? Oh. So when you begin to get, that one. When you begin to get the lymphatic system, Lisa, Robin, it's important that, like I sent you the picture today, Lisa. One of the biggest things that people have issues with is the lymphatics just doesn't move. Okay. And if you can understand, okay, so here's, you guys see the bone, right? If you just follow this whole area around to the boob, right? You're going to be touching in on the heart, the governing meridian. I forgot what the other one is. Oh my God, really? Okay, and then it goes down to the central. Oh, I needed it right there the most. Yeah, I just hope my face don't freeze like that. Meaning when they take my picture. Oh, that's it. I'll see 2 different sides. This one hurts. Got nothing. That means that the energy is not communicating. You're cut in half to some degree. One side will communicate with the other, and if it doesn't, okay, we got to get that going. Follow it all down. Now, you can follow that down and you get quite a bit. I do not want to do this on the air. Underneath your boobs, you're going to get in there. I'm not going to lift it up like I normally do. Get in there, and you're going to make it in a horseshoe, okay? Both sides. This will cover the stomach and the liver, lymphatics system. People get very congested up in here. This is why, like, if you're putting your hands up in the air, you're like, oh my God, I cannot keep my hands up any longer. It's because there's a congestion in the lymphatics. Get them moving. Now, you will find in craniopsychotherapy, they'll talk about how the lymphatic system will be like a wagon wheel, but it gets congested. Just rub them. Which way it doesn't matter, I guess. And then you bring it down. You want to bring the lymphatics to the heart so it cleanses out. Talk to any massage therapist, anything like that. They'll tell you. So just rub and then bring that energy down to the heart. You don't have to push hard unless you want to. And, you know, very gentle. And then moving the energy. And then the collarbone, you know how it dips in? See that? If you just put your hands here, just rest softly. You are electromagnetic beings. And the amazing part is that the blood and the fluids all react and begin to help. Now, just doing that, I just felt somebody's brain go, ah. Somebody just went, ah. And then let me just double check everybody's blood point. Ooh, everybody's blood, you need 80, you have 100% of blood supposed to be flowing through what creates your reality is your frontal lobe. And when you're in stress, flight, fight, whatever, 80% of that goes down and starts trying to, and your frontal lobe is, I just can't think today. Now, does anybody need to do Wayne Cook? No. Everybody's brain, that kind of like did a lot of things. I'm going to check the screens. Oh, by the collarbone. Okay, and you got to get the energy moving, Sarah. There's probably emotions that need to be removed. But in this case, just understanding, if you take a magnet and go across front and back, you're covering 3 meridians this way, 3 here. So this one is the long thumb, okay? First finger is large intestine. This is blah, 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 blah. Pericardium, okay? And these points here, those 3 there, are the source points, okay? But you got lung, you got large intestine, pericardium, you have triple warmer. Everybody's usually off on that. And then you have a heart and small intestine on this one, okay? And then the rest are on your feet. But if you just understand to get that energy moving, just go get her just do this front and back, okay? Now, the unique thing about the wrist is that if you were, it's called sting points, T-S-I-N-G, you will find that here's the nail, and then right there next to the nail bed at the bottom, you can rub. It's 2 on the inside and then 3 on the inside. 2 on the outside, but just rub those. You'll find it. Look at the sting points. And on the wrist, it goes 1, 2, 3, all the way through across. Gets those 3. The 1 on the back, large intestine here, small intestine. Everybody's usually sore. So I want you to feel it, people. Touch it. That one usually makes everybody want to cry to some degree because it feels plugged. Listening to Amy. Okay, so Trina says, I have having severe pain from the chin down a few months ago. I was running hyperthyroid, but still had the pain after it got under control here and there. I had an ultrasound because it scared me. Might have been the lymph system you're talking about. It probably could be. But what caused it in the first place is that there happens to be, okay, when I say the word self-centered, you think just for a moment. Okay, you've had to be around assholes, and sometimes you have to be an asshole. Yeah, but sometimes you're too self-centered, or it's all about you, right? But again, it's that feedback you hear about people. Okay, you pick up people and people's energy, so you absorb. And when that happens, it went into the triple warmer, which affects the thyroid. Your triple warmer, let's see, the best thing, let's see what do we do for you, Trina, is let's see if that pain and stuff will go away. Sometimes you have the spleen and the triple warmer, they just go nuts together because one is the army and one is the mother. And so the triple warmer always will try to take all the energy from all the organs, but it can't from the heart because the pericardium protects it. So you take the one hand and under there's a, actually, you guys, this point here, it's called spleen 21. Just rub those, tap those. You'll be amazed at how much it starts to correct it, especially starting to feel sick. Okay, but when it comes to, you're so stressed, take one hand and just touch that point. Then you take this one and you touch just here. So you grab like that and like that. And then this is called the triple warmer smoothie. And just breathe and hold. Now this can take up to 2 minutes because if you're really stressed, now everything we just done should help unstress you, especially bringing the blood back up into your head. And then after a few minutes, then you switch sides, Trina. Grab there and then there. Okay, so you begin to balance that and things will start to happen. Now, if you have thyroid, let me just check your thyroid. That seems down. So there's several points. If you just can't, what are the spirits trying to say? Yes, I will. Chief says, Trina, that okay, the 2 points and it dips in. So there's this hollow point where my little charm is. Just take, 3 or 4 fingers, just set it there. And then the corners of your eyes, that's where the triple warmer ends. And you're just going to hold it like that, see? And you're just holding it gently. And what happens is it starts to, ooh. Wow, okay, so that starts to calm it down. Somebody's got an adrenal issue here. I can feel it. Hey, Leon, how you doing? You're feeling funky and down today. Yeah, your fluids are not flowing back up. Let me check to see how everybody's doing. Oh, my God. Trina, you work in behavioral health? Oh, my God. Did I teach you guys anything about, connecting heaven and earth? This will get the kids away from you. And then Celtic weave. Okay. You need to get that out. That'll help separate. And then your finger and your belly button, your forehead, push in, lift up. And you really need to get that energy going so you don't pick up people. And if you have, get them out. Another way to do it would be called peanut butter. But that's if you're really connected and you can't get them out. But I don't really feel anybody needs to know about peanut butter right now. No. She's gone to sleep. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Sarah, you had thyroid cancer. If you had chemo and stuff like this, your bodies, you have to get the communications going again. If you've been cut into, if you've taken certain kind of medications or drugs or any of that, it's going to start dissipating too many nerve endings, which you need to repair the nerve endings, okay? And all that is starting to get the energy moving again, because your body's just waiting for you. That's all it's doing. It's waiting. It's waiting for your help. Okay, and let me tell you, when it comes to pain, I wish Amy was, when people have pain, a majority of the time is because the emotion is stuck. You know, and hopefully Carrie Ann will come back on and read or listen and whatever. And for her, is that people act mean, and she has stored it in her body. And if she were to hold a certain point, in this case, I would say she needs to hold in for her, it would be the spleen point. And that would be R2D, right wrist, second position. And you would hold there, and you go like this, and you're holding your thumb in deep. And you think about how people act mean. You think about your experiences, your body will start to pull it out for you. And usually when you start to feel it, you breathe it through until your body releases it. Okay. Leon. Oh, is that him? Is that what's causing the funk? When was this? So a couple days ago, were you more apt to be self-conscious about something? Your behavior, your actions, your words, your emotions, your looks, your whatever, you were self-conscious of it. And you made enough chemical peptides that now you have what's called chemical peptide burnout, which is that, like, when people are angry, then they'll carry all that anger, and then all of a sudden they're not angry anymore. That chemical peptide, they're still like trying to figure out where to go, and then it ends up making you sometimes feel like shit. Ooh, he just found a point. Leon, do you have issues when you eat and get tired after you eat? Or feel funny? It's like, this is what happens, is what you need to do. Like if you're having diabetes and things, this point's awesome to hold. You know, I just basically see it. And there's another point I hold, but I cannot find it anywhere except for the fact is I know when I'm touching, because the point they tell you to hold is here. But when I hold up here, and I'm just hugging myself, that's all I'm doing. When I'm touching those points and I'm rubbing those points, and it'd be like, all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, my head started to clear right up. My insulin, my sugars, and the communication of the spleen and the liver and the pancreas all begin to communicate. And it's like, whoa. And I feel amazingly better. Okay. Amy, you said you could call. Okay. So what I want Amy to understand is she's going to tell you that she was in pain, and she's going to tell you how long she's been in pain. Kind of like doing interviews. So you guys, oops, I need this. Let me see if I can find the cord. It's so important for people to understand. Physical pain is not, it's so much. What in the world did I do to my thing? I don't know. It's going to work. I can't answer. Oh, it's trying to force me to update. Hey, hold on. Let's see if this will work. It's trying to update. Yes, it's trying to update on me. It's so weird. It's trying to do something it shouldn't be doing. Bad little thing. All right, there you are. Now, hopefully people can hear you. No, it's not top. Ping. Okay. All right, now go ahead and say something. Oh, now where'd the phone? There you are. Say it again.
Hi.
Okay, somehow it's not wanting to work right. Can anybody hear her? I almost can't hear her. Maybe it's the volume thing on this.
Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you. What happened?
Can you hear me now?
A little better.
Can you hear me now?
She's like, I'm going to put the phone right here. All right, let me see. Does anybody hear her? Okay, so let's see. Anybody hear her at all? Oh.
Can anybody hear me?
Lightly, it's faded. Shoot. Let's see if I take this out. All right, I'm going to try it again. Now try to talk.
Hi.
Is that better?
I do love your scarf.
Ah, she did a great job, didn't she? Lisa, did you hear that? Amy likes your scarf. Okay, I think people can hear you better. Yes, they're all smiles. Okay, good. Now, Miss Amy. So we're just going to do an interview. So you, at what age were you when you found out you had cancer?
I was 21.
And how old are you now?
47.
47. Okay, what kind of cancer did you have?
I had ovarian cancer.
Wow, that's why the other day I could feel it was so low. Okay, never mind, just connecting to when I did a reading for you. So now tell me about your pain, what you had, what that you worked on.
Well, I've had back pain probably since I was 21. I thought it was just because of the way I was sleeping. Because I'm a tummy sleeper, so I had pain in my lower left back.
Okay.
And it's still there, but it's way less than it was.
Okay, so what was the intensity before?
10.
And what number would you qualify it now? I'm getting a 3.
Probably a 4 or 5.
Okay, so when it goes up to a 4 or 5, they're telling me that the next, and see, she didn't, did I just voluntarily give you that number one day because you were upset?
No.
Did you pay for it? Did you have a session with me where you paid for me to help you, or was that just something we were talking and you were talking about your pain and I said, oh, here, hold this point? I can't remember.
No, I think it was a paid one.
Okay. So the thing is when you were working together, it's important to keep up with the idea. We want it to be 0. Okay. So we never really got back together. She just said it was less. Now let's look a little bit further. Now, were you surprised at all that it went less?
Oh, definitely.
Why?
Very surprised that it went less. Because I didn't know anything about energy.
Okay. Were you curious of where it went?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. And I think it was only like 1 point or 2 that we gave. Now, I'm going to look a bit further and say, okay, why does she still have that little bit of pain? And it is hooked into your latest part of your feeling of failure. Okay, and this is throughout all of your existence. And that would be if you were to work on this, and she will, because I'll just tell her that the point is R2D. And you're going to work on that, and you can work on it whenever you want, and then you report back to us at another time. And another point you're going to be working on is L2D. Okay, and that has to do with lack of power. So when you're focusing, you know, she's going to focus on failure. She's going to be holding the points, and she's going to focus on failure, but she's also going to just sit there and deliberately look at the pain. Now you can stare it down. If I asked her right now, you say you know where it's located, but can you actually look at it and see it? When you think about it, you would drift. Okay. And that's where you're going to look at it, is you're going to drift, and then you're going to focus on it. Now you can stay there, or you can actually jerk your eyes away and then look back. And that's kind of tells the brain that it doesn't need to focus on this. And you're deliberately choosing to let go. If I were to walk you through it, we'd go through the other steps. Now, the whole point is that we want your pain completely gone. Okay.
Yep.
Now, what else have we done that you were surprised worked? You had
the baby.
Oh, tell me about that. No, she didn't have a baby. She was holding a baby.
I was holding Everly, and she was screaming in pain. And I rubbed a spot on her little foot, and she fell instantly asleep.
Yeah, that's right. Because Emberly was she was puking and in pain and all this, and I said, well, I gave her a couple spots, but you didn't really get a chance to use them all, because you said, wait, what? The baby went right to sleep.
Yeah, she just was asleep.
How many hours were you having trouble with her?
Probably 4 or 5.
Wow. And was she able to sleep afterwards, or did she go back to crying?
No, she slept for good 3 hours.
See, and so it's good. All she did was help move the energy along where it was stuck. And she was going through some emotional things because she was absorbing, things that were happening. But you were there to be able to comfort, but also just give a little helping thumbs up, working on her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were having insulin issues one time, weren't you?
Oh, I have for a long time.
All right. Now, did you use that one technique I told you about that one time?
Yes, and my sugars have been steady.
Okay. And just remember, even after, no matter how many times you eat or whatever it is, after you eat, just do that to give that energy a little boost in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the bright side is, oh my God, probably a 20.
Okay, we'll have to definitely work on getting that whole area open. Okay, so, I appreciate you calling in. That was very, because I think intuitively you knew. And that's probably why you said, well, I think, I'll volunteer. Oh, thank you.
Guinea pig.
Yeah, that's what you said. Give me your guinea pig. So we may end up doing more things down the road. I don't know how Spirit has me and her working, but we've become really good friends. And,
yeah.
So anyways, thank you so much, dear. And we'll talk to you later. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. So it was nice of Amy to help you understand, and this is just a few things. Wait until, she gets going on this, and it's so hard to actually say, hey, where was I before? That's why it's so important to see where you've been and where you're coming from. Okay. So as long as everybody's starting to feel better, does anybody still have a headache? So Leon, you understand about the show? I swear to God, just seeing you. There you are. Okay. And again, this is, if you feel like this one's not doing it, just kind of, just go up about 3 fingers, 2 inches, maybe, and get in there, kind of push and hold. I'm not sure which point that is. I know this is spleen 21, but this one, I've been finding a lot more relief. It's not like I need it all the time, but all of a sudden I will know when all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I mean, swear I need to take a nap, whatever. But then all of a sudden it snaps me out. Okay, so you guys are doing great. Kind of what I'd like to be able to do is somehow get you guys to, write on my page, have a conversation. I'm not sure. YouTube, I want more people to, I wanted people to, subscribe. I can see that you used to subscribe, but if you put it under an unknown name, I can't find you. Now, if you subscribe, if we're friends on Facebook and then you let me know you subscribed, I'll see that. And I can give you a card. Now, liking, I tried to figure out how to find out who liked it, but it doesn't let me. So that makes me sad because I want to fulfill the promises of, but if you write a comment, again, you need to let me know how to find you so I can give you a card. I think it's important that we work together in getting all this information out there. Okay. So Carrie Ann, what was it you had to set up above? I can't remember now. Oh, shoot. Okay, I lost it, Carrie Ann. You had said something. Okay, so the pain level for you, dear. Okay, so would you be willing to call? I mean, do you still have the pain? First of all, let's find out. Lots of burning in your stomach, Leon. All right, somebody. Well, if you call in, you call me via messenger, then whatever physical ailment you are going through, let's see if we can use the tools to help you. Okay. I really wish I had my sheet here, because then I could print it out, and which I'm going to have to do. I take my little notes and we'll go from there. Yes, it helps out a great deal. Somebody just asked the question and you guys have no clue what they just asked me in my head, but yes. You love up there, I give you a card. You share these videos, I give you a card. If you were to let me know who you are when you make a comment and how to find you, I give you a card on YouTube. Subscribe, I give you a card. So that's quite a few cards you can get sometimes. And it's not just a card. What I found out is that Spirit will come along and all of a sudden I can't give you a card. I have to wait for your timing. And the timing will all of a sudden be like, oh, now I need to give them a card. Who is it? Oh, okay. Card. And they are the ones that come in and pick the cards for you, whether it's what you're going through now, what you're going through the past, something you had asked. I get so much feedback saying, oh my God, that's what I was just thinking. And it's not me. It's Spirit. So when you call in, you're not doing video unless you want me to see you. You can just do audio as well. And if anybody feels any particularly better, now, I better check. Does anybody give me any paid readings? Not that I'm aware of. All right, who's doing this? I don't know, but I can feel it. Oh boy. This fifth chakra, it's like you got to feel your words, or you can't feel what you're saying. You can't put your heart into it. A lot of people have a lot of fifth chakra because it's the old programmings. Shut up, don't say what you need to say. But every time we go to work on something, it's about programs. You go to heal something and you'll find out it goes to strategies or programs. Can't cross my legs. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, Leon, you have a repulsion going on. Is it anything you eat? Okay, Leon, I think you were the one that said that you had cancer. Have you had chemo? Give me an update. Is it something that's fresh? Are you going through it just now? Have you had it many years? Where's the process, Leon? Because your chief's here and he's in my face. He's got a hammerhead. What age? 2 years old. He's not going to know. Okay, so when you have what's called a hammerhead, is that you had a very traumatic experience, something that's usually very grief-stricken, and it leaves a mark in the brain. And then it affects the corresponding body parts. I don't think I have that corresponding body part. It'd be nice if I did. Because and if once you look at the brain and the corresponding body parts, it actually has a voice, and it usually will tell a story about it. Let's see if I can locate this real quick without me looking like I'm losing touch with reality here. So hang on just for a second. It would be under medicine woman. Try the other one. No, try the other one. Really? Oh, the whole point is that I wanted to find it. And I know it's not going to be found. Spirit said, it's okay. It's all right. They love you. It's okay. Not going to fall apart. I don't know what's going on in my head. There's like all these people talking all of a sudden at once, and I have no idea what that's even about. I hear people asking questions. I hear a spirit answering. My mind's over here trying to find something specifically, and it's like, it sounds like chaos in my head, but it's not. It's quite bizarre. Questions. You know what, Leon? I'll find that answer. I know people would like to hear it, but I don't know where it's at. Because there's actually a list. And I thought I had it with messages from the body, but I don't see that. That's fine. We'll just look at that later. He had no chemo. Good. Surgery about 3 weeks ago. Oh my God, that fresh. So then the energies would, surgery means that you cut into the body. It cuts also through the etheric body and all the rest of the energetic aura. A burning stomach in the pit of the stomach, or does it come up? Okay. So in this case, they're saying there's a left side issue. So you've learned not to be receptive of things. And you're forced to be more, I am a male. Okay, so that means you have to do manly things. But you're just a baby, Leon. I'm 51. You're just a baby, okay? Way too young. No wonder the chief's trying to talk to me, and there's this whole tribe behind me that's talking in my head. And well, you know the rule. Get in the chute. Don't talk to me in my ear. So anyways, they said the biggest thing is that you were forced to have a manhood of some particular behavior. Like you don't cry, you know what was said to be, this is who you're supposed to be. So it's an under pressure to be who you are, which means you have to shut down your natural instincts, according to what the chief said, is that, you have a natural instincts. Okay. And because it's separated from this, what's separated from this? The natural instincts. It's like you can't use your ability in the environment because people will see it. Whoa. Okay. So literally the pit of, so now they're going into something. Yeah. So you have to reject certain parts of yourself. It shows up there. What happened at 2 though? Did somebody die? So this deep saddening that happened at 2 years old. It is in something to do with the environment. And you felt very inadequate, but it affected you very deeply. Is this what left the mark? Shame. All right. What do you want to do as far as helping to get rid of the pit of the pain? The triple warmer is going off. You're not able to have self-efficacy. It's that ability, like for instance, if you were doing something very creative and you got criticized for it, you would stop doing that behavior, and then you wouldn't be able to get certain results. You wouldn't be able to, so look up self-efficacy, find the correct words. Something will start to click and hit home. Okay. The triple warmer, we need to calm that down. Yes, you're in fight, flight, freeze. You have been continuously, you have anything frozen, a lot's frozen. The spleen and the stomach. So your earth connection is frozen. Yes. Where would he rub so that the stomach would begin to feel better? Remember that liver point? Oh, Leon might have not been here for that. Yeah. I don't want to take my slipper off. Leon, did you see where I rubbed on the top of my foot? Yeah, so here's my big toe and my pointer, or my toe next to it. And then 2 bones come together on the top of my foot. And then there's a little hole that goes, you can feel it, you rub that point on both sides because your liver is not processing the old shit. It's not processing all the blood stuff, and it needs to get moving. Okay. And so then you have the a repulsion. See, and this is where I'd want to work it individually because I would have to have you write a few things down. We'd place it on your chest, and we'd actually have to go through the process. This is very complicated, especially when it feels like I'm talking to air. I know you hear me, but okay. You know, a lot of shame sitting there. It's not in here. It's stuck in the body's consciousness. Car accident at 2. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Was he in a coma? Because if so, then you're talking that post-hypnotic, that's what I was looking at too. It's like if you're in a coma and somebody says, oh, talking about somebody else, you won't know any difference between who you're talking to and if it's meant for you, and it can be a post-hypnotic suggestion. So if somebody said something about, he's not going to live long, and he wasn't referring to you, but talking to somebody about somebody else, you wouldn't know the difference. So do you have one of those lodged? Yeah. Oh, the word helpless keeps coming up as well. See, and this is one of those puzzle pieces that when I hear certain pieces, then all of a sudden spirit then can give me more direction because there's so many pieces. Okay. Anyways, there's a lot to do there. Well, hopefully you feel better, Lisa. And now I'm going to do a 1.5 minute reads real quick. And anybody in YouTube land, since there's very few, if you want to, say yes, please. And then anybody over here, say yes, please. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing. You will get a card. Anybody, I don't know if who's left, who's right. Okay, Jennifer just said yes, please. So I will go and Lisa. Okay, so Jennifer and Lisa, and then I come over here. So ready? Jennifer, you want to know, what do you want to know? You want to know, what do you got? So you're not rooted. You're not rooted. How? So you worry. Okay, so understand the behavior of thoughts. If you're worrying about something very specific and it keeps going over and over and over, it actually causes the back part of your legs to be very tight. It affects that bladder meridian. It pulls up like the drawstrings, and it has to do with something being tight. Then it goes up into the spine, and it literally looks like there's no energy moving in this particular part of your spine. Oh, so yeah, that can lead up to the kidney. So what do you need? Is it frozen? No, it just is not moving. Trace it, rub it, correct it. How would you correct it? Take something out. What is lodged in there? It's the helplessness. Oh, you have helplessness too. Helplessness to change the situation. You firmly believe that you can't change something or you're going to die. Wow, when was this? 4 years old. Is any of it yours? Yes. All of it? No, you picked up adult. So you have to deal with it and keep it. And then you have to deal with that shit because that's just the way it is. So you need to get that out. You know what to do to get that out. Haha, Miss Ra. All right, Lisa. We're doing 1.5 minute reads. Anybody want to read? You say yes, please. Lisa, oh my God. You're still doing oh my God from the trip. Let me check your points. That's a 2. When you took off, was there some type of issue when you took off somewhere? or landed. No, it took off. When you couldn't make that connecting flight. You hit the oh my God. Now you had a good turnaround, but it actually created a trigger. But you're able to use false self-assurance. You were able to correct yourself. So what is it that's creating the oh my God? Did you encounter somebody that was acting mean? There's something there that somebody is acting mean. It's a story. What story? Is this a new story? Ooh, this is connect to an old story. 6 years old story. And the main thing that is understanding is how you're looking at life right now, and if anybody is acting mean, because it's important, and you got to stop abusing yourself. There was something about abusing yourself. You got to act mean to yourself. Why do you have to? Okay, so you have to act. Why? Because you're awkward. You don't know how to really process. You don't know how to really know what the next step is. And so you got to remove that awkwardness. She said a lady almost pushed me down. Yes. And that was another trigger. Okay. So we have Queen, and we're going to do Miss Queen. Minute and a half read. Ooh. I hear that sexy voice you have. What can't you figure out, sweetheart? It says that career. Something about the career. Something's been on your mind. Have you been being a martyr lately about something? Somehow it affects the way the career is flowing, and your inner fire said it's time to flip that, and it's not serving you, and so it creates a stall for you to move forward. But they said that martyr type energy is part of the strategy. Is it hers? No, this is what you're supposed to do. The next logical step is to be a martyr. Okay, so when you're taking that status of who you are, your job is to transform this generation from having to constantly think it has to be that old generation thinking. You need to channel in, and I think you already know who you're supposed to channel in, and they're supposed to give you that ability to transform being a martyr. Now, I would say transform it because you failed at trying to do something? No. All right, now you just have to demonstrate and be this mentor that people look up, and you show how you don't need to take that field anymore. You're going to say, this is how another way to do it. And you're going to be removing judgment. You're going to show people how to do respect. And you're going to be able to create a change. Download. You're all welcome. Next one. Sarah. Oh, I keep hearing this. Shame on you. Now, is this self-inflicted? No, she heard it over and over and over. But it wasn't those words as much as you could feel by a look. Yes. And by a sound. Did I do it right? I think that's the sound. Hopefully that didn't trigger too much. But it says that, wow, it's causing so much pain right in here. And it's the lymphatic. It's not my boob area. It's the lymphatic. It's like tenfold. Wow. I mean, all of a sudden I have this bully energy that just feels like, oh God. Oh my God. You gotta get the bully off your back. Other people's energy are very exertive. They exert their energy. Do they play one off the other? Once upon a time, they were very nice, but now they know how to say certain words to make me do what they want, and I don't even know I'm doing it. But so you've just recently discovered that it's something to do with like being around somebody that bullies you. Literally, you get drained by that energy because they're showing me that it affects the way the will you have, and it looks like somebody is just sucking energy off you like a vampire. I mean, very drained. Miss Jensen. A genetic disposition. So some RNA, DNA, father's side. The confusion. What's confusion? Confusion of how you're supposed. So people hold contempt, and you're confused by that because you know that you're a very loving person, and you can't understand why some people would reject. And you're like, but that's not my problem. But you were unable to resolve that from, it was something that how many generations back? Well, you're talking about 6 generations. Just to understand it comes through the father side. What haven't you, where does it affect the most? It affects the connective tissues. Where at specifically? The endocrine, no. Transfer lymphatics, where? It goes into the way the blood to the digestion. Okay, so literally you hold on to these feelings and you don't even know you're doing it. You've learned to brush it off. So I'd want to have you heal contempt. Yes, and it is an R1S, and it's about when people called you stubborn. People called you stubborn. Whoa, we got things going on here. Shut up. What's this one doing? Ah! Besides making a mess. Okay. Demi girl, how you doing? Oh, you had a fun time at the carnival. Good. Oh, your joy is up. Son's home. Oh my God, you had a great time. Oh, but you're really down. What's that? Ooh. Wow. Okay, didn't need all that, did I? Oh, you're doing some type of habit. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritually. Spiritually disconnecting yourself. Why? Why do you do that? You're around somebody that you have to live through them. Is it the kids? No. Do you have a specific aunt that you're trying not to live through, but you live through them anyway? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what it says. So there's like, I can't stop this. You know the right and the wrong, but you just get caught up in their hells, their issues. It feels like Russian roulette because you never know when it's going to come around and, ooh, that's not good. So then you create a self-imposed limitation that you're not gonna let this happen this time, and you swear to God everything's going to change, and then all of a sudden you start to live your life, and then the cycle picks back up again. So what's the key thing of when it switches? There's a moment of when you feel awkward. Just for that brief moment, you feel awkward. And then all of a sudden, it switches. And then, before you know it, it's all playing out again. It all plays out again. So I would say heal awkwardness. You can just put your hand on your head and start recognizing where it's in the body and breathe it through, okay? Christy Ann McKay. Oh, she shared. Thank you. You get a card. LaRonda. There we go. LaRonda. Woo. Okay. I just got a hot flash. Why did I get a hot flash? No idea. Hormones? She needs to balance them? Yes. Hormones are off, which causes the whole endocrine system? Not all of them. Anything but the hypothalamus. Okay. So one of the things you're going to do is we got to get your hormones to get to communicate properly. You have a point on top of your head, a point on the round part, and the point on the very back. You're going to just lay your hands like this. And you're going to hold it, breathe and hold it. And if that feels uncomfortable, fine. Place your hand here. Okay, so basically we want your forehead to be covered. Yeah, that's right. This way, not too far up. We have to get your forehead included. If that feels uncomfortable, you touch your forehead and hold each point individually. Okay, hold them individually. Now, if you're starting here and you feel wobbly, let go. Start at the very back. I would say another point for you is that there's a point right down here. and you feel your bones come together, and then it's kind of indents, you're going to put your hands right in there. Don't have to push hard, just hold. About 2 minutes, because you're really out of whack. Those are going to start correcting. When you're done with that, then you need to do what's called the Wayne Cook. And if I, it's on my website, but write me, or if you like and I find you, then I can give you a card. But if I still forgot to give you the Wayne Cook posture, let me know. I will give it to you. Hold on, my eyeballs. Where'd it go? Cathy Townsend. Yes, Cathy. Mirror, mirror on the wall. There's something about that show you like, that movie. Oh, it's the adult one. Mirror. You have a favorite TV show. Is that what you're referring to? You can get good strength from it. But as you're enjoying this, I feel other people have disapproved of you. Are you just feeling this? Do you know this for sure? No. What is this disapproval of? You disapprove of yourself enjoying something you think is very kiddie. Oh, well, stop doing that. Because it's been a habit that you do the self-talk, and it's a habit of degrading yourself. And that needs to go, because the middle of my back is like, oh my God, I'm in a lot of pain right now. You take the blame for everything, so they will shut up. And then they tell you that, oh, you don't know how to take the blame. You never take responsibility, but yet you have. So you must be around a narcissist or somebody that's that likes to gaslight, to turn around, make you feel insane, you have somebody that twists it. And so then you go back and you question yourself, and then you degrade yourself, and then you rethink about it. And we got to get you to stop really thinking about it. The one thing that you can do is just start learning to put the blood back up into your head, especially when you're stressed. To go do that, keep your hand there while you're thinking of it, put it on a scale from 0 to 10, and your thoughts will start to, the emotions will start to subside. We got to get you some sort of sanity. If that's the only thing we can do right now as far to help you heal, then so be it. At least it'll be something. Oh, I'm going to say it completely wrong. Thieu, Thieu. Okay, I know you know who you are. I don't mean to butcher it. Card, please. Cards? Oh, well, stop it. Okay, where's the cards? You want that one deck, right? Well, you moved it. I watched you move them. Where did I watch you move them at? Good God, I don't remember. Did I drop them? No. Oh, I don't remember them being over there. Okay, they want me to get the romance cards out for you. Stop. Very soon. Whatever love things going on. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So you have to make an intention of understanding. Don't settle. Let your friends help you. Ask for help and accept support from others. And they said that in order for you to really take that next step in your relationship with yourself and with life, not even about dating another person, is that you got to learn to receive and ask. Oh, please don't take and let those in that think they know it all. Consider the source when you're asking for help. Find like-minded people, something, and they said that the finances and career, pay attention to your relationship with them, because it could be the factor of your love life or factor of your happiness with your own life. If you have if you have debt, then you learn how to be an accountant to some degree, because you'll be amazed at how fast you can turn your life around when you start to, and they call it budgeting, but literally learn the value of how to get the power to know when you want to do something, instead of, you feel the impulse buying. So you go to the store, there's a feeling you pick up from people. It's like, oh, you need to buy this. And if you look around at all your trash, understand that was money that paid for all this stuff that you no longer need. And then just kind of, yeah, I don't know where that's going. They just shut me up. Leon. Okay, what does he need to know? He needs to know that he's got to stop calling himself bad. Did you blame yourself as a kid for that accident? Oh. So there's an infamy, which means being known for being bad. Like good was taken, so you had to be bad. So did you make the choice? No, it was placed upon you. Somebody, you felt it. How did you know? It's your internal dialogue. So you told yourself this because of what you were feeling and something you remembered. Where do you remember? So something you remembered. Okay, so remember a 2-year-old came up with this idea, not the 50-year-old man. The 2-year-old came up with this idea. Oh, excuse me. At 1 year old, you did. And then, so what did you really come up with? What's really the story? You had to be self-conscious. What's right? What's wrong? What's right and wrong? And trying to figure that out. What happened? Caused you to not understand how to be compatible with certain things and literally change the vibration in you. But you take it upon yourself that it's all your fault about things. Here. So you're not willing to communicate what you're not willing. Bring this through so I don't have to get stuck. You're not willing to make the choices for you. You only make the choices for others. So it's finding your voice for your own truth. Okay? Oh, push the right button, Brenda. Yes, Christiane. I hear a lot of laughter. A lot of laughter. And there's all this charm. This charm. But not sure if you're compatible with certain things. Laughter, charm. And you too, they said, grab the card. Okay, we can do this. Heart-to-heart conversations, honest discussion of your feelings with each other. What happens with that? Oh, can you? Okay. Thought you said to stop. Okay, gotcha. So there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay. Unrequited love. Now, what's interesting is that if I ask, is it that there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep it going? No, this is a program you have running that there's a part of you that can't see them love you. And even if they said they did, the 5 languages of love, I think you need to look that up and figure out which one it is that you are about how you see love. Know love, be love. But there's a part of you that's not sure. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to look at the 5 languages of love. Somebody wants a Brittany Lynch. No, start over. What happened? Stop. No, stop. Little twip. Time's getting away. What's happening? Oh, her brain and is okay. So she's out of sync. Well, you get okay. That's an interesting. So she's out of sync of what, dear? Being validated. She's not asking for validation, but she doesn't even know how to validate herself. So then, she says that's too prideful. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed. Okay. Question that. Find out where you got that from and heal that out. Because do you feel overpowered by what? Criticism. And that makes you weak because the way they deliver it. Are they delivering it with love? No, it's intention of hurting. Oh, be aware of that. There's feedback, and then there's love, and there's other things. And you're repulsed by it. You just can't tolerate certain things anymore. It's like certain behaviors stink, literally, because the way that we can connect through our sensory system, certain things just stink. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore with this person. I don't want to do this anymore with this particular thing. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what that's about. But the part of you just says, I don't want that particular type of relationship communication that's going on. But the actions speak louder, and it's causing me to be physically sick. So the actions of people literally are affecting your health? Yeah, because you want to bark at them, but you don't know what really to say because it's... Okay. Kiki Peters. Kiki. You want the cards too, I take it? All right, so everybody wants the cards outside. Stop. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So the person's going to come in and help you learn a particular part of your life. Is not your... Okay, so they're saying, literally, they're showing me that if you liked bad boys, try somebody different. You need to experience a different variety. All I can say is, like, if you're traveling and all of a sudden you get to see how people think differently, act differently, certain cultures do it differently, and you're going to develop a taste. You're going to develop more about yourself. And then all of a sudden you realize that the traction that you have about something, I don't really have that traction because that's all I knew. Now I want... You've grown. You'll grow. You'll literally grow. You're going to bump into somebody that you'll know because it's a past life relationship. But understand that you just have to finish something out. A lot of times those past life relationships won't continue to work. There's something that you need to see to resolve until you can get to whatever that destination is that you're supposed to learn, to experience, open your eyes. And then... I don't know if you're trying to reconcile with somebody, but they're saying yes and no. You have a habit of doing it. I'll just give you one more. But the point is that is she supposed to continue to do that? They say that, okay, now, understand what I hear is different than what the card. The card says true love. You're not supposed to... It's like, oh, I have to reconcile because he's my true love, or I have to reconcile because this is my true... You got to understand, they're asking you to open up your horizons, because if you don't, you're going to keep repeating what you think is your true love, when in fact there's a part of you that's supposed to explore. It's like you don't know, you need to turn the light on until it gets dark. So you're not going to find the value and understanding of why you need certain relationships until you are without it. That is just something that part of you needs to learn. I don't know why, but developing that aspect of yourself. Okay, oh, Pam, you're 6, sweetheart. Okay. Okay, so we'll go to Miss Pam. Carrie Ann, I missed hearing Carrie Ann. Well, Pam, anyway. Your actions. You condemned yourself for some action. There's like something that you woke up to and you realize, oh, I'm doing that behavior. Instead of resolving it out, you condemned yourself. But there's a part of you that has woke up, though. I feel like you've seen something that you've done in a part of your temperament, personality, or whatever it is, and you're like, but I don't know if I want it there anymore. So you're learning to look a little deeper at the growth of who you are. It's so new to see this, that you've grasped it, but you haven't grasped it, which means your brain is kind of rejecting it. But it's not. I don't know how to explain it. What about the actions? So you're in a transition. Carrie Ann, I jumped over you, but you didn't say yes, please. So let's just see. I'm going to get to Sarah in a minute. She says, I've had massive surgery, breastbone to pelvis and hip to hip after losing loads of weight, back surgery, the nerve thing. Oh my God, makes so much sense putting it all together. I'm in a wreck. Yeah, we'll have to. I want you to look at Sing points, TSING, and that's what you do. You say Sing points, and you'll get a picture, and it'll show you where all you need to tap, and that will work at the muscular skeletal level. And I think then look up just source points, because you need to get the energy to go through the meridian and to the organ, and that should. And it will. There's more work to do. So you may have to use a magnet to get the energies flowing again. So Sarah Bailey. Sarah. Oh, so okay, yes, Sarah. Where? Grief. No, overcompensating. Oh, you were the one I had to save it for. I opened it up earlier. Okay, sweetheart. Overcompensating is for something or by doing something. To do too much when trying to correct a problem and so cause a different problem. For example, she overcompensated for her shyness by talking too much and laughing too loud. Okay, so that's what that is referring to when I say overcompensated. But there's grief because you do this habit, and apparently you know you do. How do you stop it? Well, EFT will help, or you can do hope therapy, which is L2S, and understand that you're rejecting this part of your reality. I don't want it, so you're rejecting it. Now, when you're rejecting certain behaviors, you're not doing yourself a favor, because you're going to create like a demon type thing, which is, because you're fighting this battle. And then you'll end up giving in and you'll fight the battle. You literally have to look at, like if you'd learned hope therapy, you would end up holding the left wrist in the second position nice and soft, and then you would hold it like this, and you think about the thing that you rejected, and you put it on a scale from 0 to 10 and go to the feeling, go to everything, and then all of a sudden, as you're doing this, the emotion will calm down, the chemical peptide will start to resolve out, your thought processing comes down, and then you'll begin to change how you look at what you're rejecting. Yeah, it was Sarah. Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann, if there's anybody new that I haven't read yet, just say yes, please, just once. Carrie Ann. Compelled to what? Are you very indecisive? Because it's like as soon as you made a decision, it's like you're compelled to have to make the indecisive because it might upset the apple cart. And I feel like this is where it gets tricky. If somebody's in your life, they're kind of telling you how you're supposed to live your life, and you haven't quite figured out how to just step up, step away, or react differently. And there's a lot of growth that is meant to happen because you're running a 5-year-old program. You're 5 years old, and your body keeps running that particular program. And it says that you're stuck on auto response. You've grown a lot, but you're stuck on this auto response. And the biggest thing that triggers you is the feelings of awkwardness. Look that up, find the exact word, the wordings so that you can connect. And once you get that familiarity of connecting, then you can begin to use EFT to tap it out. You can use hope therapy. If you R1S, you guys can go to medicine woman, the number 4, the letter U.weebly, WEBLY.com. Look under healing tools. It'd be healing tools, and you'll see where it says hope therapy. That's just telling you where to hold the point. I give you the points. That's my baby. Okay. Oh, did it ring? I never even said it. I have no idea. Onela, Shannon. Yeah, there we go. Onela Shannon Hindle. We want to talk about relationships with family. You have an arrested development. I don't know if you're the baby of the family, but they have a lot of animosity, hatred. Let's say you have a gorgeous body, big boobs, and nobody else in the family has it, and they hold this resentment towards you. Whatever it is, that's a example. But the feeling is you can feel this. Oh, she gets away with everything. Oh, she gets, everything, and we went without, deprived. And I feel this, and I feel like it had got stuck in you when you were 6 years old. And this energy of when it's stuck is that all of a sudden it feels like you have to resonate and you have to become what it is they want you to become. And you don't even know you're doing this, because it's very much an auto response of what they're referring to. So then you go into sabotaging yourself, creating a self-abuse so that you can't achieve, so that you can't have those certain little things, if that makes any sense. You have to disrupt that auto response. If you know you're doing that response, literally start to do some EFT, okay? And even if you didn't say any words, you can at least disrupt that pattern, because when you do, you can, or just put your hand over your heart and you just tap this point here, because your body is gonna correct itself from going into that behavior. Tanya Cook. What about it? Stored. What's stored? What do you got stored? Stored hurriedness. You have to hurry. You have to hurry. You have to hurry. Literally feels like even when you try to settle down, there's this wiggle inside the body that you gotta hurry. You gotta hurry. You gotta keep working. You gotta keep doing this. You gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep doing it. I can literally feel this on the inside, but it's not in the back, it's in the front. And it's like you have to keep showing that you are doing this, because they said that there's a certain amount of paranoia that you're that they're going to see you not doing what they expect of you. Oh. It's a deep program. So when you're around them, you're trying to get some type of approval, and you can say, oh, here we go again. There's the same result. Literally. So you're stuck in the cycle. I would just have to say you're going to have to learn some EFT, and literally you're going to have to learn to look at this one a little bit more, know when you do it, how you do it, and stop yourself and correct it. Flip the script. Done you. Laura Anderson. Laura. What about it? Deep shame. Completely mortified. When? 6. You were deeply shamed. Family, teachers, other students. So why would you want to interact with the environment? So are you a natural introvert? No. You're an extrovert that's hiding. Are you hiding? No. You're an extrovert that's choosy. I do not choose to be with. So you can't seem to connect with people that are for you, that are on your level. And so it's like the variety that you have out there is like, no. And you haven't quite found your tribe, the people that you can hang with, and you can, because apparently the groups of people that you've been around are very much narcissistic, go into the negative attitudes, or they just like to gossip. Okay, so we're just going to say, if you were to go to that, I do the golden lasso to bring in new friends, and you would go to Medicine Woman, the number 4, the letter U, .weebly, WEBLY.com. look under healing tools, and look for the golden lasso. There's a part of you that needs to understand as you bring in new people that are going to inspire you, uplift you, and help you. You got to see all of the things that you're like, oh, I can't. And even if that's all you can say, even though I can't, you tap it out. Use the emotional freedom technique tool, which is there also, which will literally, every time you pull that cord in and you greet it with something that's negative, tap it out. You're welcome. Caitlin Nichols. Caitlin. No what? What did you just go to no for? No. No what? No. Is that all you ever hear is no? Do you believe in the word no? Do you say word no? What does the no got to do with it? No is so huge, it forces you to have a particular outcome. It's like, no. It forces you to. So is this even yours? This is your direction. Is this a command? You're commanded. So you have a command in there that you don't even know. It's like it'd be like a post-hypnotic suggestion, and it's like you say the numbers, but forget the number 4. All of a sudden you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You go 1, 2, 3, 5, and you don't even know that there's a 4 exists. There's a part of you that has a command that you're doing. You don't even know you're doing. I don't know what the command is, except for no seems to be huge. Yeah, so it runs in the family. RNA, DNA runs on the family side. So there's a particular habit you can see in the family. How many generations back? 3 generations. So you could literally see how a personality trait comes through, because it's saying that it affects the world. That affects the world. No, the world consciousness affects you. So there is a particular paradigm that you guys are doing. I don't know. They just drew a blank. Jennifer Patricia Bruce. Oh, shoot. My husband's home. All right. I'm going to only be able to do a few more people. Jennifer Patricia Bruce. 3, 5, 3, 5. Wait, what is it? A psychic trauma? No. All right. Go to the first one. 3. So there's the same shit, different day going on. A form of dogma. Now get me the 5. Impending doom. So do you have impending doom that affects your life every single day? If so, then it needs to be addressed, because it literally creates a stall, and you got to focus that it's not even. Do you have somebody in your life that feels like there's a doomsday going on, and you got to focus on that because that's their world? There's a party that is learning. Are you really learning about faith and trusting? So your abilities, have they started to kick in? But you don't know how to tell that to anybody, because I don't think they quite get. I don't think you're supposed to be playing with impending doom anymore. Impending doom is not helping you. It literally is that, yes, you can be the Girl Scout and you can be prepared certain things, but it also has to allow a certain faith. There's a part of you that's getting ready to take a big shift and grow. I don't know exactly what it is, except for it is to move away from the dogma of impending doom. Oh, excuse me. All right, so, Leon, thank you. Okay, so Josephine. I didn't know this time. Josephine, it's we're just going to go jump right in. All right. You've been very much discouraged lately, but it's been the habit of your life. You're stuck into the matrix, and understanding that the matrix is what's feeding you to think a certain way. And a part of you it feels like you need to shake yourself out of it. Does she psychic trauma? How many? You felt 3 emotions just recently, very fresh. We'll take those out. What's the first one? 5A, inferiority. 6B, inadequate purity, inadequate, hopelessness. So I'm just going to take my roller, and you have a psychic trauma. You can do this healing. So you go psychic trauma, inadequate, inferiority, and hopelessness. And hopelessness, inferiority, inadequate. Oh, there's the switch. If you're ready to take it, it's yours. Inadequate, inferiority. Oh my God, I can't focus. Oh, psychic trauma, releasing all the psychic trauma, Wow, hold on. I can't. Oh, shut up. Okay, so psychic trauma, hopelessness, inferiority, inadequate. Hopelessness, inferiority, inadequate. Ah, wow, that's shifted. That was in your lymphatics. Ooh, that one's taking a little hit there. Well, I love you all very much, and I'll read all your messages. And remember, if you liked, you get a card. If you shared, you get a card. And if you go onto YouTube, subscribe. Please let me know that it's you if you don't use your real name. And then if as long as we're friends on Facebook, I can give you a card. And if you leave a comment, that helps out too. And then I will reply, and I'll come back to Facebook and give you a card. So there's a lot of videos, a lot of interesting stuff you can continue to learn, to grow with me and everybody. And I thank you for everything you do. So remember what I always say, stay blessed. And I love all of this. I really do. End stream.